your information to us, and welcome to administration and to council. The mayor sends her regret along with councilor language. So if you haven't already, please sign the registries as you enter into council chambers. We'll give each delegation about 20 minutes. Come sit in the front. That'll leave about 10 minutes for question and answer. And please press the green button so that we can all hear you loud and clear. Okay, I would now like to call the meeting to order. As we gather, we are reminded that the town of Bonnyville is situated on Treaty 6 land that is steeped in rich Indigenous history and is the traditional homeland and home to First Nation and Métis people. Today, we respect their histories, languages, and cultures of the First Nation, Métis, and all the First Peoples of Canada whose presence continues to enrich our community. Before you this afternoon, we have an agenda. I'll ask administration, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
There are no additions or omissions to the agenda at this time, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Could I get someone? Thank you, Councillor Blanchette.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will move adoption of the agenda as presented.
Okay, all in favor? Carried. Okay, our first delegation this afternoon is for Wing Coal Lake. Please introduce yourself, and the floor is yours. And welcome.
Oh, there we go. So I am not Major Tiss. He is an ops director, and something came up with NORAD and he got pulled away, and so I'm the last minute fill-in. So I am Janae Wandler. I'm corporate services manager with personnel support programs at Four Wing, and for the air show, I am the sponsorship and the marketing and communications coordinator. So I will be presenting on behalf of the Cold Lake Air Show.
Well, thank you and welcome.
Thank you. So the 2024 Cold Lake Air Show was a two-day event, and we attracted over 30,000 people to the area. It was our most attended air show with the records. We had near universal acclaim from attendees. It was a very smooth in and out traffic plan. We increased amenities with food, vendors to improve the customer experience. We had a new layout that allowed for accessibility, and we revamped our VIP tent concept. So there is a video that I would like to show you. Hopefully you can all see it on the screen there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this year at the 2024 edition of the Cold Lake Air Show, we are indeed celebrating the 100th anniversary.
We love going up to that air show. It's my second time being up there. I think the community support aspect is, it's Canadian hospitality, right? Everyone is so behind that base. Get these crowds that are just happy to come out to the air show. And like this year was a little bit odd, a little bit different. The smoke, something you really cannot control.
Edmontonians have now also woken up to hazy skies hanging over the city as wildfire smoke moves in.
And so when that's completely out of your hands, the first people you're worried about disappointing is going to be the crowds. It's going to be the folks that came out to see the air show.
Really worried when we saw how bad the smoke was going to be. And above all else, we thought that the people were going to be pissed because we didn't know if we were going to be able to fly. And when I say the whole team was shocked at how friendly and excited everybody still was at that show, we were just so relieved. And honestly, it ended up being one of the best crowd engagement shows that I did all season because of a number of things that Cold Lake did to get us really good quality crowd interaction.
Well, I know for the snowbirds, it was an amazing opportunity to get up close and personal and get the pilots right in there with the crowd. They gave us the chance to tow the jet right into the static line amongst all the fans, which is a chance that most people don't get to get.
I thought it was an amazing flex to be able to shift on the go, and that's an air show, right? That's a lot in life, but definitely an air show is you need to be able to adapt rapidly to whatever's going on. I thought it was absolutely amazing that they're able to pull the snowbirds over, and then establish statics. The community and everyone we spoke to loved seeing all the statics that are already planned, and they really loved seeing those out on display, being able to go interact with the pilots and talk about those aircraft as well.
integrating the show with the other events in the community. So rather than attempting to compete with any of the other events, it was clear that they were definitely working and building upon each other's strengths, which again, that's an example that we could all follow for sure.
It obviously seems like that base is doing something right because the community loves being a part of whatever they're putting on. Off the top of my head, would not expect an air show that had no flying for a full day to win an award like this, and that just goes to show the effort and the creativity, and most notably, the already established community relations that Cold Lake had with their community. Cold Lake made it so those interactions were exciting and creative and just made it fun for everybody. So many people came out to hang out and meet the performers, and that made it such a blast.
So with this air show, we were awarded the 2024 ICAST Dick Schramm Memorial Communications Award, Community Award, which hasn't been awarded to a Canadian air show in 35 years. So we were really honored, especially with, like they said, not being able to fly for a day, to be able to get that award through the International Council of Air Shows. It was a really great achievement and a testament to the community aspect of the air show that we were able to pull off. So what is our aim? So Four Wing is seeking sponsorship support from the town of Bonnyville to promote a safe and professional air show on the 18th and 19th of July of 2026 that will reflect well upon the Lakeland region and the Royal Canadian Air Force. Our capability to provide aviation excellence coupled with local and regional community investment guarantees a positive economic spin-off to the area's economy and Four Wing Base Fund. Next slide. So let's talk about the economic impacts to the Lakeland region. So the air show attracts, they attract money from the outside, the regional area, into the local economy. The 2024 Cold Lake Air Show shows that we had about 79% of our visitors came from over an hour away, and that contributed to a little over $8 million in direct economic impact to the region. A two-day air show concept encourages spectators to stay and enjoy the many amenities of the Lakeland region. That trickles down to hotels, restaurants, retail stores, gas stations, golf courses, camping sites, beaches, parks, etc. Like if we talk about the hotels, the Cold Lake and Bonnyville area were completely sold out. The campsites all around the area were completely maxed out. Like we reached capacity. So it was really great to see that direct impact. And then on that, we have that indirect economic impact, which is estimated to be 2.5 times what your direct impact is. So indirect was about 20 million. And that just means that's businesses that directly provide goods to the services to travelers, like your food suppliers and your fuel suppliers. So it's a huge impact to our region. Next slide. And then if we think about beyond the economic impact, we've got the municipal impact, which has your economic development, downtown renewal, media exposure. You've got your socio-cultural impact, job creation, civic pride, volunteer and leadership development, partnership development. You have a tourism impact. It's promoting the Lakeland region through partnership with neighboring communities and other successful airshow marketing tools like local regional radio advertising, social media, airshow website, app, signage. We showcase the area attractions. Next slide, please. So let's talk about the 2026 Cold Lake Air Show. It's going to be a two-day show. We're hosting it on the 18th and 19th of July. It's going to be the region's flagship event, I think, in 2026. On Friday nights, the City of Cold Lake has agreed to put on the Full Throttle Festival. And hoping Bonnyville, last year, you did want to do that afterburner event. Unfortunately, the smoke had to cancel it, but we really hope that the town of Bonnyville wants to throw on a similar event the Saturday night. I think that's really good for the local community. And then we have our air show. It's going to have aerial displays, static displays, ground performances like Jiffy Jeep and Weapons Load. We've got Kids Zone, classic cars, food vendors, etc. There's going to be something for everyone to see for a full day. Now our ticket sales will be launching on the 1st of December. Next slide, we just have some pictures of some of the performances that we were able to get out in the air because of the smoke. It was great that we were able to at least do some flying, which was nice. And then our next slide kind of shows some of the static displays. We're able to pull off a lot of static displays, and like the video stated, we had a lot of the aircraft that couldn't get in the air. They were pulled into the static line, so at least people got to see this aircraft up and close. So it was really great to see that. Next slide, please. So some of our new initiatives for this next air show, we are procuring a large misting tent. It seems to be that the air show weekend is always one of the hottest weekends. So we're going to get a misting tent, especially for the kids. They love to run through that. So we're going to enhance our VIP experience. We're going to increase our sound system range. We're improving our app. We're actually going to launch a photo bingo this time with the apps, so participants can do the photo bingo and win prizes for that. And then also we are going to get event-sized video boards at the show. So there'll be large screens at the show that we can show things and showcase aspects of the show on large screens. Next slide, please. So let's just kind of go over the budget highlights of our last show. For our expenses, we break it down into public and non-public. On the public side, it was about $300,000, and the non-public was about $1.1 million. Now, it should be noted that within the public, there is no capturing of wages of the committee, the volunteers, etc. Within non-public, wages are extremely limited for an event of this scope, as most of the organizing committee members do this as an addition to their regular jobs and duties. With wages factored in, this event as a standalone would have a very different financial position. So most of us kind of volunteer this, we do it on the side. And then for our revenues, between product in kind and cash sponsorship, we received about $945,000, and then ticket revenue was about $715,000. This was one of our highest revenue ones, and I do want to kind of credit that to it also being the 100th anniversary of the Royal Canadian Air Force. That was a huge milestone that I think a lot of people wanted to celebrate. Proceeds of a show like this do get reinvested directly into the military community through our programs and services that do support the well-being of our CAF members and their families. Next slide. So we do have corporate sponsorship opportunities, and they range from $25,000 to $150,000. All sponsors receive right of first refusal to the next event. All opportunities are subject to acceptance of 2024 event sponsors. So in 2024, the town of Bonnyville did graciously sponsor us with $25,000 plus GST, and that opportunity level will still remain, and we have frozen prices in appreciation of the support of our sponsors in 2024. So we would love to see the town of Bonnyville back again at that level. Are there any questions?
Mr. Chair, sorry, just to interrupt, we have a vehicle in the parking lot with their hatch open. It's a gray vehicle, SUV. It's, yeah, we were just told it was in the parking lot. Sorry, just wanted to throw that out there. Not a question.
Thank you. Okay, I'll open it up to council if there's any questions. No?
Just as you went through and you were talking about the funding, just so everybody's clear, you guys look at it backwards to the rest of the world. When you say public money, that's government money. Non-public is all the stuff that comes from the other side. It
Correct.
tends to confuse people.
It does, yes.
Okay.
In 2024, they were talking about there wouldn't be any more air shows for a fair while. What changed?
I think I don't know a lot of details with the construction, but there's always delays and things when it comes to construction. And so our wing commander, he was looking at the construction plans and the timelines of how things were going, and the way it was working, he's like, oh yeah, I think we can totally pull off. It's going to be a slightly different footprint this year, as we are losing a lot of hangar space, but he thinks that we can absolutely pull off an air show with the same scale, same size, same amount of aircraft and things like that. So we were able to go ahead for 2026.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Councillor Kushner?
No question, just comment. Congratulations on your award. I mean, we haven't had it in Canada in 35 years. You guys did a heck of a job.
Yeah, we were very excited to receive that. Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Okay. And thank you. I echo both of my fellow councillors. I'm also so happy that it's back in our region here, and we're so lucky to have the air base so close. And with one of the pilots that spoke she was saying about still all the positiveness that was there besides all the smoke. I know we were there as well, and the displays were full. Like everybody was in a good mood, and everybody just kind of rolled with the punches. So very positive interaction, great for our community. So thank you for your presentation, and you'll have our support. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm going to just leave Major Cheese's business card here in case anybody has any more questions. He felt really bad that he couldn't make it today. So he's like, if anybody has questions, please feel free to reach out to him. I'll just hand that over to you.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for your presentation. You did a fantastic job. Thank you. Okay, next we've got the Bonnyville Curling Club. Colin and Jenna Lee, please.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Jenna Lee Melnick. I'm the treasurer of the Bonnyville Curling Club.
I'm Colin Hanish. I'm the past president of the curling club, still active member and involved, and I'm here to, in case there's any questions.
Yeah, that I can answer. That's right. So just a little history on our last season at the curling club. So we have two league nights that alternate between Monday and Wednesday. Monday-Wednesday league and a Tuesday-Thursday league. This year we had approximately 95 members in our club. There was, I think, 12 teams on the Tuesday-Thursday league and about 15 teams on our Monday-Wednesday league, which is up for the previous years. Actually, we had a couple extra teams this year, which is always great. In addition to those leagues, we also started last year, we had a Super League back, which was on Sunday evenings, and that just runs November and December, but trying to pull some teams from Cold Lake and stuff as well to come our direction. So we had that league back as well. And then we also have senior and afternoon drop-in curling a couple times a week, and there's usually 8 to 10 curlers that drop in for that. Schools too. The schools use our facility a lot. We've already got them asking for this upcoming year, so that's through their phys ed program, that they'll drop in during school hours and use the facility. We don't charge the schools at all for that, because those are our future members that we are trying to get into the sport of curling, and we need those young folks. So we have the schools coming in. Our junior curling last year, unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts and whatnot, we weren't able to get that really rolling last year, but we've already got taking steps to try and get that back again this season, so that we have the junior curlers, because in the past we had 40, 50.
Usually between 40 and 50
junior curlers. And so again, we want them to participate. So that's an after school program. So looking to get that back as well. We always host a couple bonspiels each year, which also has it's a lot of fun, but we've had a lot of teams in the last few seasons as well in those bonspiels. So we have our men's and ladies that we do combined in February, and then a mixed in March. And this year we had, I think it was 24 teams at the men's and ladies and about 22 at the mixed, which is incredible. I know our surrounding communities have not been able to attract those number of teams, and so it's great. We make, it's one of our fundraising events, right? We make about $12,000, I'd say, over the bonspiels. And then after our curling season's over, we've been throwing a beanbag tournament. We've had our 3rd annual this past April, and that's always been a success too. We raised just over $12,000, or just under $12,000 again this year on a one-day beanbag tournament, which is unreal. So we have that. This past year, financially, we were in a little bit of a better position just because of a couple of things. We were able to attend the casino in Camrose in March this past year, and so we were able to raise $20,000. Is about what we got from that casino. Unfortunately, based on their scheduling, we don't have another one scheduled for another 4 years, and we all know that. I know there's some movement around there, and hopefully we end up in Edmonton, but we'll see. And then we also, I think last year's, at this time last year, Marcel would have mentioned we had done a golf cart raffle as well. And so those funds ended up in this last fiscal year for us too. So we'd raised $27,000 on that golf cart raffle, which was a lot of work but it was well worth the efforts. So we're looking to do probably just some kind of cash raffle again this year to raise some funds We also rent out our facility. We've had a few larger events recently where they actually, after the ice was out, we're using the actual facility. And then we also have during the season, birthday parties, Christmas parties, staff functions and things like that, where we rent out the ice or the lounge area to raise some additional funds. And then also we have advertising within our facility as well, like ice logos, wall advertising to help raise funds too, to help our costs. So when it comes to the financial side of it, we're asking, which I think every year we've asked, is for an operating budget of around $33,000. That's to help cover, I know it helps cover maintenance costs. I know a lot of the Simcoe invoices actually come directly to the town and it comes out of that budget. And then the rest we've been asking for to help with our utilities. I've done a lot of work in the last 2 years trying to get those utilities down. I've been really working on rates and stuff to get things lower, and I've managed to save the club in the last couple of years of tens of thousands of dollars on that, but there's still a lot, and that's our biggest expense for sure. Yeah, other than that, that's kind of what we're looking for, is just the funding to help us keep the place lights on and the plant running and the utilities.
Thank you. Any questions from council?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Forgot where I was for a second. We talked about your ice plant last time you were here. In here, does it have any place for capital replacement? Have you putting any money away for that part? Because that's going to be your biggest thing, right? And in my mind, I don't want to be hit with a $200,000 bill one year when we can, put some away as we go through this. You guys done an incredible job with that building to keep that thing going and do it with the little amount of money that we give you and what you guys raise on your own. So something maybe you think about, maybe it's here, maybe I'm missing it.
It's probably not in here as far as that, because the last few years have been really tight for us. So there has been nothing to be put away. So it's definitely on the minds for sure, because our plant right now, and I think you can talk to that.
We're on a run to failure model with the ice plant. Everything's in good operating order. That being said, everything's running past its lifespan. So our plan with the ice plant is very common throughout Alberta. So Simcoe, who does the maintenance on it, has spare parts for most things because it fits any number of curling and old hockey ice plants as well. So it's going to run to failure. Everything's in good working order. And if it fails, we had something fail about 4 years ago. We had it back up and running within 5 days. So not so bad back then. Or maybe it's more than 4 years ago. It was before we started having the reusable ice sheets and we had the paint in there. So if the paint had run, it would have been bad news if it would have thawed right out. But fortunately, when it broke down, it was -40. So we just opened up the vent and it stayed frozen.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Fortunately, it's -40.
And then from the ice plant perspective, I know if we don't spend all that money in the past, it had rolled over into like a reserve fund for us. So we're really counting on that. I know I don't know what the number is, but it's a significant amount in there, I believe. And we will be counting on that. And of course, we will probably have to top up as well. But as of right now, we're really not concerned.
Yeah. But it's definitely on our mind, Phil.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely on our mind to make sure that we're trying to. And that's where the last few years trying to do these extra, like the golf cart raffle and things like that, is to try and get our cash flow so that we can have something, so that we're not just running day by day. Yeah.
Anybody else? Through to administration, do we know what that reserve amount is for the ice plant? I remember us discussing it last year at the same time, but I don't recall what that number was.
Mr. Chair, off the top of my head, I don't have that number.
Okay.
I'll have to get it for you, but I do believe there is a reserve amount for that for sure. That is put away, but we'd have to double check to see what the totals are.
Thank you. Councillor Kushner?
Is that in our reserve or in their reserves? Because their reserves here show 67,110 in your picture.
Yeah, that's just kind of our cash reserves. No, I think you guys have
I
a
think we
reserve.
have-
We have it on-
Yeah,
have
you
one
have
for
a
our
reserve,
facilities
yeah.
as well.
Thank you.
A couple years ago, I think we had to tap into some of that reserve, but then I believe there was also potentially a capital reserve as well. I remember getting a letter 2-3 years ago saying there was also some money in like a capital reserve as well.
Yeah.
I recall something about that too, because
Yeah.
it was, again, some repairs had to be done and we didn't know how costly they'd be, but they came in
It was-
way less than what it was, which was a good thing. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was back in 2018 or so where we dipped into that significantly when we redid the roof. And I think we pulled 75,000 out at that time. And then we matched it with the Sept grant.
Okay. Through to administration?
Mr. Chair, and I believe that part of the agreement with the signed lease agreement, we would have to, as a municipality, we would have to have funds put away for our facility as well to make sure that we're keeping it in good order. As part of the Municipal Government Act, we have to provide safe and safe community spaces, so that would be part of that. I'm pretty sure that through the budget process, we would also have some budget allocations for year to year going into reserves to make sure that the building and its equipment are kept safe. And then that would be in a partnership with the leasers, being the curling club in this instance, that we would work with them on these types of projects. So,
Thank you. Anybody else? If not, I just want to, because I know last year you had also discussed that you wanted to focus in on the youth and the phys ed programs and the junior curling. So hopefully this year that gets off a little bit better. That like that they are our future. So to keep them involved. And just in closing, I would just like to thank all of you, the volunteers, for keeping that place going. You guys are busy. You know, the ask for the amount of facility you have there and the amount of programs that you have, you guys are doing a phenomenal amount of volunteering and fundraising. So congrats and thank you for your presentation today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Let you stay.
I'll stay.
And Colin, do you have anybody else joining you
Yes,
today?
I do. Lisa
Okay.
is coming up.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
And sorry, your name again?
Lise Graton.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I'm the treasurer with the Bonnyville Amateur Football Association.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys take it away with the Amateur Football Association.
Okay, like I said before, my name is Colin Hanish. I'm the president of the Bonnyville Amateur Football Association. I did put a short PowerPoint together, which I'll talk about when it gets up there. Just basically some pictures that will show. Overall, you know, we're asking for similar requests as last year. This money that we get from the town and the MD is very important to us in the operation of the facility. You know, we provide the programming for the athletes, but we also maintain the facility. So the facility maintenance and upgrades is just, especially on the upgrades, is beyond the costs that we could provide without this support. So we are very appreciative of this ongoing support from the town, which we're going to ask to continue. So I'm going to give a little update on kind of what we've done. So for our funding, what we're looking to do this year, or you just go back to the first one there. So what we used the funding for that we received last year, we've done so far. So we've repaired a bunch of fences that were damaged. Fences are routinely damaged. Kids climb the fences. We tell them not to, but you know, there's track meets there. There's 500 kids and they pile over the fence and we fix them. So that's probably going to continue. We're looking at upgrading the main sign on 46th Ave. That's in progress. We continue to buy garbage cans and recycling cans. I know there was request meeting last year to get some recycling cans. I bought a real nice one. It was subsequently stolen. So it was a nice plastic one. I think I'm going to replace it with a metal one that's just really heavy. Too heavy to easily steal. That's, yeah. Yeah. Hopefully they're using it somewhere. We're going to get some new benches for the field. Benches that are used by everyone that uses the field, the football teams, the soccer teams, the lacrosse has started using the field this summer, track meets. And then we did a upgrade in our washroom facility of our change rooms where we finally created individual stalls for the boys' change room. So it's as it's supposed to be. So here's some of the improvements. New garbage cans. There was a recycling can right next to there. Disappeared, but these benches we're looking like it's nothing fancy, but these aluminum maintenance-free benches, they run about $1,800 each. So we're going to get 2 of those. We're going to replace the old worn-out wooden painted ones that are out there with some maintenance-free benches. So here's the sign that's going to be going in. This would have we've been in progress with this for a couple months here now. It's went back on proofs a couple times just to make sure that all of our sponsors are on there. And this recent proof, which is in the process, is missing the Town of Bonnyville logo. So So this is coming back. But that basically, that sign on the right is old. We're going to replace it with this one on the left here and just freshen it up. Everyone's seen that when they drive downtown. So the big thing is it's going to be now, it is Ray Scott Park, home of Walsh Field, since he made the big donation to build the stadium. So we're going to recognize him with that. And then for next year, pretty similar use of the funds. You know, we're going to pay the utilities, you know, keeping the lights on for security, which is important. It's a big cost for us all winter. We use these funds for that. We're going to continue to do some capital upgrades. We have continued in the process of our stadium upgrade. So on the next and final slide here, it'll show just a little bit of the stadium drawings. When the stadium was constructed, they ran out of budgets to build the change rooms underneath the stadiums. So this was always designed. We're in the process of going back and forth to revise them a little bit, because this shows, you know, 2 change rooms, 2 bathrooms, and utility room. But what we want to add instead of the utility room, and we want to mirror this, so there's one on each side, it'd actually be 4 change rooms, because with 4 change rooms, you can then host, you know, major track and field events, where it's 4 change rooms. Same with soccer games, tournaments, you need 4, so you can go in and out. But we also want to have public washrooms accessible rather than the utility room. So during track meets, we can open that up and people can simply wash their hands after they go to the bathroom. So this is in progress. We are in plans of, I've looked into the CFEP large grant intake. Only intakes once a year on March 31st. We're working towards it, but they really only accept projects that are shovel ready. So we don't know if we can be shovel ready by then. We're going to work towards it. If we're not shovel ready by this intake, we'll be shovel ready by the next intake. So in addition to the funds, I know the town had some capital put aside for this. So I don't know what that number is, but we would ask for a letter of support to be put into that grant with the funds that the town has available.
Okay, thank you. Fellow councilors, any questions? Councillor Kushner.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. So these capital improvement change rooms, that's under the existing stands there on the east side, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what you brought last year as well here, right? You had mentioned it. It wasn't into this stage yet, but
yeah,
correct.
We'd mentioned it and it was kind of brought up, and we had further discussions with town and some of their consultants over the year as well, and they were asking more about it. So we've kind of got the ball rolling on it a little bit. And then we're going to engage with the engineering company that did these drawings and see whether it's worth, you know, putting them under each bleacher or a standalone building in behind. So we're looking into those options.
So is this also for the visiting football teams that come?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So part of this, if we constructed these, you know, 4 change rooms, we would renovate. The plan would be the Bandits would stay where they are, and the Renegades and change room would become like our meeting room, with the current meeting room would be the girls' change room. And then we'd move the Renegades and Bandits over to this side. And then, so they'd each have their own change room. And then we'd have 2 additional ones. And then with utility rooms planned in such a way that we could pull all their stuff out into and have them as 4 usable change rooms.
Excellent. Thank you.
Anyone else? Councillor Johnson?
I want to thank you guys for the hard work that you're doing over there, because I'm a Voyager alumni. Played for Coach Walsh, who started the program, and I know he put his heart and soul to get this thing going, and it's absolutely amazing what the football community's done with this, Ray Scott and everything else. Excited to see that the plans are starting to go ahead with these change rooms. I think it'll add a lot to the facility and the usage, especially with upcoming events. We talk about sports tourism and different things like that we've invested in to start growing some of that. And this fits in just perfectly with it, because it's underutilized facilities that we can really start to exploit. So, I have no problem supporting this organization. Any organization that returns funds to a municipality when they come under budget, is something that I've never seen before, which is what they did putting in the lights at Walsh Field years ago to the MD. So hats off to them, and I'm looking forward to it. And some of the nice little improvements you guys do every year, like the wireless speakers now, you don't have to lift them all the way up, climb a ladder. You know, not always the safest thing with a big speaker to do, and that luckily I never had to do it, but I just had to show up. But so thank you very much for what you do, and looking forward to some of these changes coming ahead. So, and good luck on Friday.
Thanks. Yeah, I installed those speakers once, and it was pretty scary.
Any other comments? I'll just chime in here too. And Councillor Johnson took me on a tour there last year. Amazing facility. And besides the organized sports that take place there, the football and the track and field events, it's also a multi-use facility. You see people running there all the time. I see people from the lodge. They do their walks around the trail and stuff like that. So it's you know, utilized a lot in our community by different user groups, and just it would be nice to see that expand. So again, thank you to all the volunteers, because without you, this facility wouldn't be what it is. And again, thanks to Ray and all the other ones who've supported it along the way. So, and thank you for your presentation. If nobody has anything else to say, thanks for coming, and have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sounds good. No, I'm not.
No? Okay, next we have Jill Tercey, our Bonnyville Municipal Library Manager. Jill.
Hello. Good afternoon. As was mentioned, I'm Jill Tercey from the Bonnyville Municipal Library, here for our presentation for a funding request to the town of Bonnyville. So first of all, I'll just say that we're going to speak about, or I'm going to speak about my library team, 2024 in review, have some visuals in the way of pictures, 2026, what we're looking forward to, our request to you, how we're going to spend the money, and of course, thank you. So this is part of my fantastic team. This was during a team building event that we went to at Ye Olde McLean Hobby Farm. They had us out there as a thank you for our services that we provide. Hard work and dedication makes magic happen. Our team members truly do care about the library and the services they offer, and they care about this community. Currently, we have 4 full-time staff, including myself, and 5 part-time staff. The next slide shows some of our stats from 2024. I would love to take credit for this, but actually our PLSB, the library group, they put together this for us every year, so it's fantastic. The library was open over 2,800 hours during the year, which I will say is the most hours open in Northern Lights per our population for our community. And honestly, we could probably be open more if we could afford it. We have over 1,700 people have a library card in our community. Now, just because they have a library card, other people can access as well. You do not need a library card to access our computers or just to walk through our doors or attend our programming. But it is fabulous that we have over 1,700 people with the library card. Over 33,000 people walked through our doors last year. That's what we physically counted, so there might have been a couple more that snuck in. We have also over 12,000 visitors to our website last year. We added over 12,000 items, that's physical items, to our library, which brought our collection up to over 20,000 pieces. On top of that, we had over 20,000 downloads of e-content, and that contributed to a total of over 72,000 checkouts. We lent out our items to libraries outside of our system over 6,000 times, and brought in over 9,000 items to our patrons at their request. Our service is delivered by 12 dedicated staff. Now I'll clarify, that was 12 staff throughout the year. So we had some people leave and some come in. So that was 12 total staff. We had 13 fabulous volunteers to help out with our programming. Without them, it would be chaos. We have answered over 2,300 reference questions in 2024. We have 11 public computers for the public to use. 2 of those, though, are our children's computers specifically geared to them. And we have 6 mobile devices available for loan. We can loan them out. They don't go out too often. What we use them for is our exams that people come in and Linda invigilates for us. Our Wi-Fi had over 32,000 connections. So that's in the building, surrounding our building and our parking lot. Our Wi-Fi is far-reaching. We offered 367 in-person programs. So if you do the math, that's over 1 a day. 38 virtual programs, 3 digital literacy programs, and we saw over 7,000 people coming in for our programming. As far as the numbers related to attendance and program circulation, these are all up from our previous years. And I can say from doing the stats in 2025 so far, our numbers are looking either the same or increased. So that is good to know as well. The next slides are a few pictures of some of the events and people we've had in our library. The first one is a storyteller to wrap up our summer reading program. We had a science presentation. And the other one is Farmer Abe, who is an author, and he's reading his book to some children. With the summer reading program, I will say there is something called the Friday 15. And if you log your reading minutes in the Friday 15 through our website, you get put in for a prize. Bonnyville Library won a prize. We had the most readers per population in all of Northern Lights. So we're very proud of that. Kat takes great pride in that, and she will send push notifications to everybody she knows to make sure that you're reading on Friday night and not doing anything else. And we also will get a little 3D trophy that we'll put up, so it's fantastic. So the next one, the top left, is a picture of our tweens program. This is their Mario Kart party. One of our part-time programmers started, Veronique, she started a writers group last year, so that is them reading their pieces of writing to everyone. We also hold multicultural story time. We had a paint night, and we had family literacy night where the Pontiacs came and joined in the fun, and I think had almost as much fun as the children. And the next slide, we partnered with Leica, and they came in and did a presentation for us. And this picture shows Freya dissecting owl pellets in the library, right? It's quite entertaining. And then we also partner with the C2 for various things, and this is some of our readers getting out of their comfort zone and climbing the climbing wall. So 2026 at a glance, where are we going? Well, we're going to continue to listen to the wants and needs of our community. We are increasing our programming for all ages and demographics, and that's both the amount of programming and the types of programming. Continue our collaboration with our community partners and strengthening those partnerships. And of course, ensuring literacy is accessible to everyone. Now comes the dollars and cents. Our funding request to the town of Bonnyville this year amounts to the total of $143,537.46 out of an overall operating budget of $437,904.06. This amount will help us continue providing the quality services that we have and programming that are both barrier-free and cost-free to our community, which is so important. To speak to that, a good example is our summer reading program this year is free. We had programs that were both registration-based, so you register to come in and they have a cap, but we also had to cap our drop-in times because we were getting so many people that wanted to come join our program, and we just don't have the staff or the facility to welcome everyone. So it's fantastic to see everyone wanting to come out and needing to come out. I wish we could accommodate a little bit more. Okay, how are we going to spend all of your money? Well, obviously, overall operating expenses, including wages for the amazing staff that I have that always does their absolute best with what we have. We are increasing our programming for everyone, and we will continue to bring in our special presenters such as authors and also special educators. With that, I would like to thank you, and I would ask for any questions you may have that hopefully I can answer, and if not, Kayla will.
Hey, thank you for that excellent presentation, Jill. I will now turn it over to my fellow councillors. Councillor Blanchette.
Hi, Jill.
Hi, Kayla.
I don't necessarily have a question because, as you said, I have had the pleasure of being chair of the library board for the past year. Jill and I joined the team over there at the same time, so it was kind of the blind leading the blind there for a while. But one of the things that I wanted to point out for my colleagues around the table is when Jill talks about the Friday 15 program, I did confirm during my time with the board that all of the agenda packages that we receive and review weekly do count towards that. So definitely you can take advantage of that.
Yes. Winter reading program also has Friday 15th. So.
Yeah, exactly. But I did want to thank you for being here, and I just wanted to say, like we say that the library is, one of the few things that are left in their community that is cost-free. It's barrier-free for our residents. So thank you for being here, and thank you for everything that you and your team do over at the library. It's really appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Blanchette. Any other comments? Councillor Johnson?
Thank you very much for the presentation today. In this digital age, I think we fast think books are disappearing, and you guys continually prove that's not the case. Your programming that you do really engages the youth in that. I want to thank you for that and keeping that alive. And I want to give you guys kudos, or commend you guys, I should say, for your social media presence. Your TikTok account is absolutely amazing. Now, I'm involved with another board, and TikTok, we're trying to, go it along, and it's more our youth that are doing it during the summer. And when my teenage daughter is trying to explain this to me, and she tells me, go look at the library's TikTok, they're really good at it. So congratulations on that, because you guys are getting thousands of views. It's connecting with the young people and bringing them in. So be proud of that and keep up the good work.
I will say it can be fun too.
It can, yes. Oh, you can tell you guys are having fun. It's awesome.
Which I don't know if the picture might, yeah, we have,
Yeah.
we try to have fun.
So, yeah, so thank you very much and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Anything else? If not, Jill, I just want to thank you for your excellent presentation. I've been there a few times over the last few months, and the staff there are incredible. They're very helpful.
You're so good.
Amazing staff there. Again, congratulations on your achievement with the most books read. And another thing I do want to mention is the free programming. Families are really challenged nowadays, and they're not that easy. And I was the chair during COVID, and just the number of hits for the free Wi-Fi, it's incredible that we're providing a service to the community that otherwise some of these families would not be able to, and especially with the free programming for the kids. It's all about the kids too. We've got to keep them engaged and keep them busy. So wonderful programming, excellent job, you guys, and just thank you so much for all you do, and to the rest of your staff.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I want to thank my board, even though there's only one person here right now, so much for being patient with me over this last 10 months, getting things going. So
You're doing an excellent job,
Thank
Jill.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have the Dragonfly Counseling and Support Center.
Was that your vehicle?
It was not,
Good afternoon.
but it was still better to check. Hi, Jessie Heisler is probably the one who said that she was going to be here. She couldn't make it, so I'm here instead. My name is Ashley Locke. I'm the Youth Education Coordinator at Dragonfly Center. And what we are asking, do you guys want me to tell you a little bit about our services? Okay,
Might as
so our services that we provide are to survivors as well as families who have been impacted by any sexual violence, historical or recent. So we have obviously our counseling, we have crisis intervention and crisis support, we have a legal advocacy and navigation team, we have our preventative education team, which is my side of things, where we go into schools and we, go into sports teams or other local organizations and we talk about things like consent and healthy relationships and sexual violence prevention, all in terms that are understandable for kindergarten and up. And then we also do professional trainings as well to those who might be in support roles or support positions where they may be getting disclosures. So that is what we do. And we are noticing a increase in crisis support and crisis calls, as well as an increase in complex needs cases. And then a little bit of a stat here is that 60% of our clients are children and 60 to 70% of our clients come from, so the bulk of our clients come from Bonnyville MD and Cold Lake. So that is the majority of our clients that we serve. And what we are asking is for another gold sponsorship for our next charity golf tournament. We want to thank you guys for your continued support in that golf tournament and outside of the golf tournament. So that gold sponsorship is what covers the golf balls for our golfers. So we just had our 3rd annual charity golf tournament in August, and it was a great success. It was at the Bonnyville Golf and Country Club, so, promoting business within Bonnyville. We had 90 golfers this year, so each year it just keeps getting a little bit bigger, and we actually have to get golf carts brought in or have people bring their private golf carts to continue with that growth. We raised, this is approximate, I'm sure the exact number is somewhere in there, about 36,000 income from that golf tournament, but then with our 50% matching program through Birdies for Kids, it actually got us up to 52,000. And at that golf tournament, we have things like 50-50, silent auction, we had a Travel Canada raffle, as well as we had businesses interacting with the golfers at each different hole. So again, it kind of boosts that supporting local businesses as well. And I could just tell you guys what we are using the funds for. Instead of you guys asking, I'll try and get where I think everybody might ask. So the funds that we would raise from our golf tournament, which your sponsorship helps us do, we use that to pay for any needs that are outside of our core funding. So we have the counseling, we have our space covered, that sort of thing. However, there are some really important things that does not get covered. And these are things such as art therapy supplies, because a lot of kids or anybody who isn't as verbal, we're doing things like play therapy. We need to buy things like kinetic sand. If anybody has kids, it's expensive. It gets spilt on the ground. You got to vacuum it up. So other art therapy materials, as well as making things like care packages that go to kids and their families who are going to a hospital for, say, an examination kit, or who are going to RCMP or court. And in those care packages, we try to put things like grounding tools and fidgets and journals. We often put books around bravery. And those are things that we can't say are core to our services, but they really make a difference in supporting survivors. As well as things like snacks in our office. These are dual purpose because they can help people ground when they're feeling triggered and traumatized, as well as we know that there is food insecurity in our community. So just having that open and around our office, makes people feel like they can grab a few snacks, maybe take it home with them too. And then another large thing that we tend to use this funding for that isn't covered under our core funding is the assistance in families who are requiring travel to Edmonton, because if a child needs any sexual assault examination kit, it has to be done in Edmonton. And that is a huge barrier for folks. They, either do they really want to take a public transportation when their child is, in that situation? No. They want it to be a private, comfortable, journey to go do a really hard thing. So that is something that we don't have funding for, but we are always trying to assist families with providing that safe and comfortable transport to Edmonton. Okay, that is all I have prepared. This was sort of handed to me this morning, so I will try my best to answer any questions, but I'm not Jessie.
Excellent presentation, Ashley. You did
Thank
great.
you.
I'll turn it over to council if they have any questions. Okay, seeing none, I'll yeah. So I'm just gonna chime in here again. I've been to 2 open houses at the Dragonfly, and what a wonderful facility it is. But not only the facility, because that doesn't mean anything, it's the people that are working there. And the way the rooms are designed, and for whatever case comes up, what a fantastic place for youth to go, and thank you for taking care of them. Just when I was reading your material, 61,000 square kilometers is what the Dragonfly Center looks after. Basically the size of New Brunswick. Like it's huge area. And you guys do a fantastic job. The golf tournament obviously was a lot of fun as well. So thank you for everything you do. And again, you did a fantastic job. Keep up the great work. And mental health is something that all our council is very aware of in our community and are very supportive of it as well. So you can count on our support for that. So thank you again for your presentation, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have the Ronald McDonald House Charities. Come on in.
My name's Irene Skiba, and I'm the Provincial Events Senior Manager for the Ronald McDonald House Charities Alberta. Thank you so much for this opportunity to present to Council and for your past support of our Winterland and our golf. Next slide, please. Ronald McDonald House is a home away from home for families who have to travel seeking treatment for their seriously ill or injured child. In Canada, almost 70% of families do not live in a city with a children's hospital. The houses may be in Edmonton, Calgary, Medicine Hat, and Red Deer, but it's really our neighbors, our coworkers, and our friends who are accessing the houses and the programs designed to reduce the financial and emotional burdens these families face. The day a child gets a diagnosis, most likely is the day that that family has to leave home and travel to seek treatment. In most cases, leaving not knowing when they'll return to their homes. These days can last a couple of nights, or they can last months at a time. Annually, RMHC Alberta serves over 1,200 families from almost 300 different communities. These families get to stay near their sick children and have some semblance of normalcy. Families that get to read a bedtime story and have goodnight hugs. Families that have dinners prepared or delivered, who we know are making life-changing decisions in the hospital and can't be doing it on vending machine snacks. Families who don't have to stress about finding and paying for parking in the hospital with our shuttle program. RMHC Alberta saves these families who are traveling with their sick children $9.6 million annually. Next slide. Fundraising is critical to our organization, and one of the largest fundraising events in this region is our Winterland Invitational. In 2025, we hit a huge milestone with this event raising over $1 million since its inception in 2018. Next slide. In 2025, we brought 48 teams into Bonnyville, Cold Lake, Glendon, and Elk Point and raised over $200,000. That's the most to date in 1 year. Teams come from all over Northern Alberta, staying at our local hotels, eating at our local restaurants, gassing up at our local fuel stations, and of course, utilizing our amazing recreational program or facilities. Next slide. We had an incredible team of volunteers hit the ice. They contribute over 550 volunteer hours and are crucial to the success of this event. Next slide. Teams are encouraged to participate in a fundraising challenge, and last year it was the Bonnyville U9 team that was the winner. Next slide. All teams that participated contributed just over $14,000. Next slide. Each player received a pair of red and white striped socks. Due to our new national brand modernization, we are not able to utilize red and white stripes. So moving forward, we will be finding a different player's gift. Next slide. All U9 players and the winning teams in the U11 and U13 pool receive medals. Next slide. And then after each game, we do have a Heart and Hustle award that the coaches get to decide who played the hardest. Because of the Lakeland hosting Alberta Winter Games, the February long weekend in 2026, we have had to change our date. And so we'll be hosting January 16th to the 18th, so bumping it up about a month. And we're asking the MD of Bonnyville to come on board again as an ice sponsor, and of course to have volunteers come out and announce at games. We absolutely could not host this event without the generosity of the community and the volunteers. And I'll open it up for questions.
Thank you, Maureen. Councillor.
$10,000.
Okay. Any questions from my fellow councillors? If not, Maureen, I just want to oh, sorry, Councillor Blanchette, I missed you.
It's okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maureen, are you also asking for support for the golf tournament again this
We are,
upcoming year?
yeah, $1,000 for the golf tournament
Excellent.
as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Councillor Kushner.
Not a question, but a comment. I love going and announcing the games. It's so much fun for them because I make it like a real game, right?
Yeah, it increases the excitement
It
so
does.
much having the announcers.
And I have a
so
blast
thank
doing
you.
it, and I'll do it every year I can. I'm glad you're getting rid of the socks, but it's not because I don't like the socks. I don't know how the kids can see who to pass to because the first thing you look at is the socks. And I always thought this is so strange that the socks, because they're all the same color, right?
Yeah.
And just one thing on thank you to our sponsors, if you could change our logo on there because you got the old one. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments? If not, again, thank you for your great presentation. Congratulations on all the milestones that you have been achieving every year. It's getting greater and bigger and better. And again, thank you for including us as mayor and council to announce these games. The energy from those kids, like they just get you going, like, you know, and it's all such a positive experience. To the volunteers from when you sign in to when you, like everything is so well run, it's on time, like fantastic. So thank you again for keeping us involved in it, and we appreciate that. Anything we can do to help. And again, thank you for putting this on because you guys do a lot of volunteering to get this thing together. And again, kudos to all the volunteers and you know those people that are struggling. They've got a lot of stuff on their mind. So sorry, it's just one less thing that they have to worry about. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
It's crazy. Okay, next we have Mr. Morris Micklick representing the Bonnyville and District Historical Society. Morris, come on up.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor and Council, for another chance at a party time. There'll be no PowerPoint. Because we're a museum, it'll be the old school
that's
Microsoft Word. So it's gonna go through with you guys some of the stuff we did last year with your money and your funds and your support. We appreciate it. The summer season for 2025 was exceptionally good. We had 4 summer staff hired and funded through Canada Summer Works jobs and Canada Works programs funding. It went well. We used some of your funds to take care of building maintenance and repairs. There's been, as you know, with building maintenance, there's always ongoing stuff to get done, and so we had to attend to some of that. Some of the more stuff we did, we secured some pieces of antique equipment from a resident north of Bonnyville. We'll be adding that to the site this fall, so you'll see some more different stuff to look at there, so that's going to be exciting. We have 2 more prospective sites to look at for some more equipment and antiques, probably in the new spring of the year, so there'll be more added stuff to look at for the public to see. We have almost a full board of members for the executive. We have some new board members that are bring some exciting life and some changes to what we're doing there. So we anticipate some good things there. We've identified some room to maybe get in the public eye more. We want to enhance our perspective into some winter activities there for the public. We have the room, we have the space. We just need to have some vision to change there. So we're looking at that. We still are tenant to the AVA Arts Club in town. They share a spot in the building with us. We take care of them, they take care of us. We kind of work well together, so it's going to be ongoing. We've also built a relationship with the Lakeland Truth and Reconciliation Society of Bonnyville, and embrace some of what they do and what we do and how we can live together and take care of each other's needs type thing. So we're looking at some stuff. There'll be a major announcement here in end of September that they're going to be doing, and we're taking part in that same scenario with them, with our grounds. So that's going to be good to see. And we're being a good neighbor to our neighbor across the road, Beaver River Fishing Game. We kind of share our parking spot with them to offer to them to use for their functions, just to be a good neighbor, right? What else? We're trying to follow what the Bonnyville Library has done. Byron Johnson's our town councilor representative, and we're on a big push to change our culture, our perspective to the public, and we're on a mission to do that too. So we're happy with Byron for that. What else can I say? We've had some tours booked from the extended care facility in town and the Bonnyville Long-Term Care, and with the handy bus and the connection of them, bringing them out to the museum to see the grounds. I've been there a few years and I haven't seen them there since this year, up to this year. So we want to build on that perspective to make that place more accessible to those type of people coming from those places, right? That's important that we do that. One more thing, we had the successful 2025 fundraising pancake breakfast. It was a record-breaking day, and it was good. So the public really likes that. Sobeys, our major sponsor, loves it, and it's just a fun day. It works well. That'd be about it for now. We thank you very much for the past funding that we've had. We look forward to the next year. I believe you all have financials in front of you. If there's a question or questions or comments, we'd be open to something there.
Thank you, Mr. Miklik. I'll open it up to Councillor Johnson.
Thanks a lot, Morris. I just want to add one thing that you didn't cover in your report. This year, we received 100 more visitors than we did the previous summer. When I was talking to Maddie, that's what they figured out. It was roughly about 100 more visitors this year. The year before, we weren't part of the Go East of Edmonton sticker campaign. It went somewhere different. So this year, they've included both of us and the MD visitor information. And that had a big impact, bringing more people into the museum, as well as the scavenger hunt. They also mentioned was a big hit, and they had families bring their kids back and do the harder scavenger hunt again. So the staff there, they did some good things this summer. So I just wanted to highlight that.
Thank you. Any other? Councillor Kushner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The water tower. Are we, I look at that every time I go there and I go, it would be a wonderful piece for us to go. I know it's going to be lots of money, but that's our skyline really on that end of town. And it would be something that I would really like to see move forward.
That's been on our radar. We're kind of scared to ask because we're basing it on what Lac La Biche is doing. Like they're spending a lot of money, and do we do that? But you go to every town that you see, like Spruce Grove has a beautiful one. Every time you go through, you tend to look at them, right? And you compare theirs to ours, and what do we do? So I guess we could table that next meeting, maybe start a conversation and decide what we should take on that.
One of the things that we're trying to do with the town is downtown revitalization, economic development. And I see that as both of those things, really. It's not downtown, but it is, because you're coming in from Coal Lake. That's the first thing you're going to see is that old water tower, which is a big piece of our history, right?
Yeah.
And so and now with Main Street, hopefully, Alberta Transportation comes in and does what they said they're going to do, to redo Main Street. And then the things that we have coming down with downtown revitalization, I would be in favor of putting some money towards that, just because I think that's a big piece. That's the first thing you're going to see coming into our town. It would be very nice if it was fixed up, looked really nice, new. I'm only one vote, but that would be my, I know it's lots of money, but it's something that I think would really put us, kind of over the top.
I agree. Yeah, we got our glove cart, so we're good to go on with the water tower now. So we're happy. I agree with you, Bill. I definitely agree with you.
Thank you for your comments. Any other comments? If not, to you, the board, the volunteers, and the staff, I just want to thank you for keeping our history alive. It's such a important part of our area, and there's so much, and I'm looking forward to the new exhibit that you said is coming in this fall. Again, just to reiterate the pancake breakfast, thank you for including and inviting us. And to, again, Mr. Jelson and Sobeys for their collaboration and contributions towards it. It's always a lot of fun. And you said we broke record numbers this year, but just the way I know I looked at my clock, it was 8 o'clock, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, and then before you knew it was noon, but it was just a steady flow of traffic. Everybody kept up. Everybody was in a good mood. It was a great time. So again, thank you for that. Well, you can't blame that on the servers. And the cookers are not here. Yeah. And the other thing I'm looking forward to is the winter activities you may have planned out there. Like we are a winter community, and there's a lot of stuff that, there's a little bit of a hole there. So maybe something that could be for other people who are not in an organized sport or something like that. So maybe there's something more that's open for them. So
before I close, just want to add a couple more things. We just had an announcement yesterday. The rolling barrage that went through town last summer with the Air Force's PSCD affiliated society. They're looking for another location for next year in town, and we've been put on their radar. So we want to close that in and make that happen for them for next year. So that's, it'd be a summer thing, but it's, we want it to be there. The next thing is, oh my God, it slipped my mind here. The next thing, Deputy Mayor, is our plan is very simple. We just want to make sure we take care of the historical values of the town and make you guys proud of what we're doing with you here. That's what our mission is.
You definitely are, and the grounds look great all the time when you drive by, and very well maintained. So thanks again for that.
Okay.
And thank you for your presentation and your time today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next we have Stepping Stones Crisis Society. Welcome.
Hi. My notes out. All right. Thank you so much for your time today. My name is April. I am the Community Engagement and Events Manager for Stepping Stones, and I have Talou here with me, and she is our CFO. So again, thank you for having us today. I just want to start out to say a little bit about what we do, and I'm sure most of you are very familiar with our organization, especially in the last month. We had our big grand opening. Thank you to everyone that made it out to that. First and foremost, we offer emergency shelter housing for women and children in crisis, 24/7 emergency services for them. We offer a 24/7 helpline for anyone in the community experiencing crisis as well. We then have our Joey's Phoenix House, which is our second stage shelter, so that provides supports for women in their between stages. We also offer our outreach services throughout about a 100-kilometer radius. We serve a very large area of the Lakeland and beyond. We have education programs, including prevention programs, Better Way, life skills programs, including our community kitchens, Empower Her, which helps women get back into the workforce with providing them with clothing. We'll have a new salon service and some job skills training. We have our Legal Navigator program, our Healthy Babies program. We operate 2 social enterprise stores within Cold Lake. So we're here today to talk about our Bonnyville Outreach Office, which you have graciously funded for the last few years. Alberta Domestic Abuse Shelters responded to over 59,000 calls for help in 22-23. Rural Albertans face a higher risk. In rural areas, women report rates of intimate partner violence that's much higher, 75% higher than urban counterparts in some reportings. And since it opened in 2016, our Bonnyville Outreach Office has become a lifeline for individuals and families facing family violence in our community. With the support of municipal funding, Stepping Stones has been able to provide immediate local access to crisis intervention, ongoing support, reducing barriers for Bonnyville residents who may otherwise have to travel for help, a connection to resources, including developing safety plans, personalized support, connection to legal, health, and other community resources, trusted relationships built through presence in schools, community groups, and interagency meetings, ensuring that prevention and education efforts are reaching families where they live, early intervention, so that helps situations before they escalate into crisis, reducing strain on our emergency health and policing resources, and a stronger, safer community by raising awareness, breaking cycles of violence, and equipping residents with tools for healthier relationships. So it's not about responding to crisis, it's about preventing them and creating long-term safety. We're here today asking for a $50,000 contribution to our operational to operate the Bonnyville Outreach Office here. I also send regrets from our CEO, Melissa Francis, who is away right now at a conference, so otherwise you might be seeing her sitting in this seat. So again, I'm another fill-in for today, but I appreciate your time. If anyone has any questions, will you be glad to answer them?
Thank you, April and Toulouse, right? Yes, hi. Council, any questions or comments? Councillor Kushner.
Yeah, comments for sure. Your building is incredible. Congratulations on getting that. That's an amazing facility. Right down to things you don't even think about, like the pet area where you've got places there for pets. I would have never thought of something like that. It was amazing. So kudos to everybody. When we went to the ribbon cutting, it was pretty amazing. The community, the builder, your staff, everybody there. it was a real eye opener for me to see what you have there and what that will become, even more so. I remember when we were talking about our women's shelter here, and one of the things I read from the Staff Sergeant Park here, she was asked about that facility, and she had the best quote that I think I've ever heard. Where are they going to go if not here, right? And I thought that that was pretty amazing. And that's what you guys are doing there, is you're giving these people a lifeline to be able to move forward, get some help, get, not be on the streets. Kudos to everybody involved in that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions? Councillor Blanchette.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for being here today. Echo the comments of Councillor Kushner, but I wanted to ask a clarifying question. I see that your ask is for the Bonnyville satellite office for this year. So is that the only ask from the town of Bonnyville for the year? And the reason I ask is that we have provided sponsorship to other events throughout the year. So as we go into budget season, it would be really great for us to have a bit of a broader picture as to what the full ask would be.
Well, we actually are planning on bringing Walk a Mile to Bonnyville. It is the plan for early 2026. I'm just in the very early planning stages, and I know Councillor Stern has a trophy to defend, so
yes, we worked very hard for that.
Yeah, and then obviously some other folks who can challenge that. So we should have some more details. It would be wonderful to have you guys on board for that. We are in the very early planning stages, and I hope to partner with someone in the Bonnyville community. We partnered before with the Pontiacs and took part at the C2, so that would be kind of a fun thing to look at again. So yes, there is plans for that event, and I know this year you graciously supported our Festival of Peace Gala, and that is as on schedule to return as an annual event as well.
Okay, great. So we can probably keep that in mind as well then. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. No, well.
Thank you for that. It was a fun time. It was a fun time.
Support gathering donations for you to walk in those streets.
Challenge accepted. Thank you. Just a question. So when they call the crisis line, are they getting Bonnyville or Cold Lake, or and to just expand on that? So if there is somebody and there's a crisis situation going on and they are from Bonnyville, they may not have any transportation. How does that all work to get them to the facility?
When they call the 24/7 line, it is ringing through to Cold Lake. Our outreach workers have a direct line. So if they've already have a connection with that outreach worker, they'll contact them directly. And we have various ways. We've gotten very creative with arranging transportation. So yeah, we do arrange transportation when needed, especially in an emergency situation. So.
Okay. And again, I would like to echo Councillor Kushner's comments on the grand opening. Like when you first came here 3.5, 4 years ago, the vision, I thought to myself, wow, this is a pie in the sky dream. And to actually see it on our term and follow it through, it's, not all complete, but most of it is. Excellent job. And I think the thing that impacted me the most during the a grand opening is a grand opening, and the facility, but all the people who built that facility, and when I say built, I don't mean just bricks and mortar, but who supported it. Everybody was there, including the contractors, which was just amazing to see, because you don't see that very often. So again, and you could tell with your administrative officer, the relationship that was built between everybody, including the elected officials. So kudos to you on that. And again, thank you for an excellent presentation. You definitely fill a need in our community. And thank you so much for coming here today.
Thank you. Thank you for the support.
Thank you. Okay, through to administration, if there's nothing else.
There's nothing at this time, Mr. Chair.
Okay, I will look for number 5, please.
I will give you
Councillor
the motion.
McAvoy.
I will give you the motion to 5 is done.
Adjourn. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everybody.